Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Today's video we're going to be discussing this bad boy, this RIDGID shop vac and how it saved my house from flooding. Hello, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dan Shannon. I enjoy woodworking as a hobby and being out in the shop. On this channel, dive deep into my shop as we explore tools and tool reviews, as well as chatting about everything related to woodworking. If this grabs you by the tool belt, please subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. Hello and welcome to this episode of Shop Talk with Dan the Man. We're going to do a little review and a little story I have about this shop vac and how it saved my house from flooding. So if you're curious about the shop vac, this is an older shop vac model. The model is WD16400, and recently they upgraded this to a newer design. The top looks a little different. The on and off switch is a little different. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same thing, same motor. This has a max peak of 5.0 for horsepower, more than capable of picking up any debris or any sawdust. It also has a 16/60, so the 16 is US gallons and the 60 is liters. So this is a pretty big shop vac. It'll pick up pretty much anything that you could think of. I mainly use it for my shop, but the story I got coming up is about my home and how this shop vac literally bailed me out. But before we get into that, let's go over some features about the shop vac. So if you're looking for a RIDGID shop vac, what can you expect, what comes with it, and maybe give you an idea when you purchase one, what would be a good fit for you for accessories as well as the overall. So let's dive into that now. So first off, with the shop vac, you're going to notice it's got casters. I'll set this hose aside for now. You're going to notice there's casters on the bottom for the wheels. There's 4 of them all the way around. Makes for your shop vac to be easily moved across the floor. So as you're collecting dust or picking up generic stuff that you might have lying around your shop or in your house. It also has a mount for these pipes. So there's a little cutout, little notch down by the tire there, or the caster I should mention. And you got your different sizes of extensions for your hose. So basically all you do is you attach your hose. I'll grab that. So you just grab your hose, and you'll notice most shop vacs have a clip system. Basically the tab just pushes down and there's a little lip here on the front, and that just snaps in place, and there you go. And then you grab your other end of your hose like so, attach it to your extension pipe. And then of course on the bottom of the pipe, if you don't want to use the circular part to vacuum, you can use the attachment that we have mainly for the floor. You can snap that on. Same setup for the clip system. Just snaps on to that to lip, and then you of course suck up your debris. Once you're done, press the tab again. It releases that, and that's pretty much it. So on the top of this shop vac, there is some notches cut out. I'll spin it around. So the top here has these indents, as you can see. They're circular. So they're made for your different attachments. They just snap on like that, and that's it. So you can buy other attachments. This is the one that came with the shop vac. It's your standard vacuum piece, but it's quite harsh plastic. So if you're doing, say, hardwood floors, you don't want anything to scratch, you can buy a brush attachment that'll clip on to the piping as well, the hose, and you can run that along the floor. So that's pretty good that they have these spots where you can put the attachments. Everything's on the unit. That way when you're carrying the unit around the house or around your shop with the casters, everything accessory-wise is right on the machine itself. So great job, RIDGID, on putting these ports and cutouts on your machine so you can have other accessories to put on your product. And of course you got your electrical cable. I get it all coiled up on the unit, but it just unravels and you just plug it in the wall, of course, just like a standard plug outlet. And then your on and off switch is located just behind this big handle. It's just up and down for on and off. Toggle switch, really straightforward. And you got your back blower port. So suction on the front, blower port out the back. You can also clip on your hose. There's a little cutout here so you can snap on a hose. What that's great for is a lot of times in your shop you could have sawdust, or even your table saw. If you want to bring it outside the shop, if you got it on rollers, mine's a construction grade, so I can roll it out of the shop. You can clip on your hose and blow the whole thing down, take all the dust off, and then put it back in your shop. So just a great option. And then basically the front, one thing I didn't mention is there's a drain port. So this unthreads, and say this is full with liquid, you roll it to where you're going and it's too heavy to pick up by yourself, you're by yourself, you just unthread this and then the water will push out through the bottom. So perfect. I thought that was a very good utility feature that this thing had. A lot of vacuums, the old ones, you had to like dump them manually. Sawdust, obviously you're not going to open up that port, it's not going to gush out, it's primarily for water use only. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on this vacuum. Of course, to open the vacuum itself, to get a look inside, there's just two tabs under these pieces that are sticking out. You just push in on them and the whole thing pops up. Right now, I don't have the filter installed. Normally there's a filter on this for dust collection, but I was using it for water in my basement, which I have a story coming right up on that. So it's got some water in it right now. And yeah, if you're curious as to what filter sizes this can take, it's a VF 7000, VF 4000, VF 5000, or a VF 6000. So those are the different filters that this particular model can take. I'm sure there's other models of filters out there that you can look into, but on this vacuum itself, for this particular motor, it recommends those sizes for your vacuum. So I mentioned about the filters earlier. This is the filter that goes on this vacuum. It is for dust collection. As you can see, it's quite dirty. I just pulled it out before I used it for the water. And this just slides over top of your motor on the inside. So there's this ball that goes up and down. Once it gets full, of course it tips this way and stops the motor, makes a high pitch noise, which means it's full. So when you're collecting dust, you want to slide this over top and have it clipped on. I'm going to let it dry right now because I just used it for water. So I want to let this dry before I put this on. And that's it. And when you're done with it and you want to use liquid, you just pop this off. There's a little tiny black rubber piece here that just pops off through the end. It's very easy, snaps on, snaps off. So depending on what you're using, whether you're getting sawdust or, like I said, water, you would take this on and off for that. Okay, here's a hands-on preview of how this vacuum actually works. So most shop vacs have lots of power. As you can see on the table here, I got everything from sawdust to garbage, Cheerios, fishy crackers, I guess I got some kids, and crayons, you name it. It's all here. And so I'm going to show you how quick the shop vac can actually pull up this stuff with good ease. So I just got the hose on, no attachments right now, and the only thing you'd have to worry about is something with a smaller spot on the face. So this is a little bit more narrow, so it will cause a little bit more of a smaller spot, so it might get clogged a little bit more if you're trying to vacuum up the bigger stuff. So make sure you use your hose first and then apply the attachment. That way you get the bigger debris up first, so you don't clog this. So just a little pointer on that. So let's give it a whirl. Beautiful. So that's how well this thing works. Sucked all that up like it was nothing. So here's my story in regards to the shop vac. This is how it saved my house. So my house, I'll put a picture above. There's this cold room, we call it. It's an unfinished part of the basement. Here in Nova Scotia, we just had 300 mils of rain in a 24-hour period. Well, this shop vac, I can't speak highly enough. It saved me, literally, from my house being flooded, my basement. There was this cold storage room, and it's just to the left of the finished part of the basement. Well, that was filling up so quick with water. I ran this thing for 2 hours straight, never stopped, except to empty it. I got 24 full shop vacs full of water, and it was just nuts. I was going full out, trying to keep up with it. This thing never let up once, never bogged down once. It just went full out. So it literally saved me from much damage, crazy amount of damage. Actually, if it would have went into my finished rec room, it would have destroyed my flooring and everything else. But this vacuum saved me from my basement being flooded. So that's the story behind the shop vac. And like I said, RIDGID, the brand, it's amazing. I actually had a LSA that I did on this vacuum. It died on me when I first got it. I don't know what happened to it. Could have been a faulty motor. I don't really know. Anyways, I contacted RIDGID within a short period of time. They sent me a new one. So I actually keep this vacuum full time here in the corner. It's plugged in, it's ready to go. And whenever I need it, say here on the floor, I get a bunch of sawdust. I got a thickness planer that I use, and there's a lot of sawdust build up, so I can just turn this on, moment's notice, give it a quick vacuum, keep my shop clean, keep it safe as I go. Can't recommend this product enough. It works awesome. It saved my house, my basement from having any moisture issues for flooding. And yeah, just an all-around awesome shop vac. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm happy to share my experience with this shop vac. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, if you'd like to do that, I appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up on my videos, it helps. And if you have any, leave some comments below. Maybe something that I left out, or maybe a question you had. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.